What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Collective MMA channel. I'm here for a Dana White's Contender Series Season 10 Week 1 breakdown going down tomorrow, Tuesday, August 11th. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. On the first fight of the night, we have Jon Kunneman versus Joe Kropschot. We have Joe Kropschot at plus 192 and Jonathan Kunneman at minus 230. This is an interesting one. On the Kunneman side, like, he's a decent striker. He'll throw some overhands, some power shots, the occasional high kick. He's mainly striking to set up his takedowns and get to the wrestling. He does have good wrestling and pretty good grappling. Got some decent ground and pound, decent top control. He does attack subs, especially the arm triangle. That tends to be his go-to. He looks to get mount, kind of beat you up and then look to get that arm triangle going. He'll cage push and he'll do some dirty boxing as well. On the Kropschot side, he's a decent striker as well. He works the straight punches and leg kicks. He does tend to back straight up when he gets pressured. He's got some pretty good takedowns, good grappling. He's active from bottom position. He can also cage push, get the clench knees going. He does get taken down. He does work back up to his feet. He's opportunistic with the back takes. He's got pretty good top control and ground and pound, and he's also got pretty decent takedown defense. So in this one, as far as a pick, I'm going to lean towards Kunneman getting this one done early. He's going to look to get this fight down to the mat and get to mount and find a way to finish the fight. However, Kropschot is no slouch, and if Kunneman isn't able to get dominant position and his fight spends minutes on the feet, he's not going to look minus 230. He was minus 450, minus 500 in some books earlier, and there's been some money coming in on the Kropschot side. Kropschot has fought the much better competition and is crafty on the mat, so I think this is a dog or pass situation. I sprinkled on Kropschot plus 300. I think that was a decent little shot there, so that's my take on that fight. So we'll keep on moving. Next up, we have Ananias Mulumba versus Tom Pagliarulo. We have Mulumba at minus 150 and Pagliarulo at plus 130. On the Mulumba side, like, he's a good striker. He was in the Contender Series as well last season and was in a very entertaining fight with Marwan Rahiki, where he, rocked Rahiki a couple times and then he ended up getting finished in that fight. Good striker, pressure style. He's got some pretty good power. He's explosive. He likes to throw those blitzing, leaping hooks, kind of like reminds me of Ramazan Temirov a little bit. He's got some basic combos, leg kicks. He's a bit wild at times and can leave him and end up being a bad position. He's got some decent takedowns and some pretty good grappling. He does much better as the hammer than the nail. He's got a questionable gas tank, decent takedown defense. He's opportunistic with the back takes, and he's got some pretty good ground and pound. On the Pagliarulo side, he's a pretty good striker. He works the jab and straights. He's got some pretty good power, leg kicks, clench knees. He mixes up his targets and strikes. He can be backed up and also does better when he's the hammer rather than the nail, or if he's at least, controlling the range and not just getting backed up. He's got decent takedown defense, good ground and pound. And this is one that I think it's probably the hardest fight to call on the card. Just because, Mulumba with his style, he's got a lot of finishing upside, especially early in this fight. But I'm going to go with the dog in this one. I played Pagliarulo at plus 125. I think he's going to get this one done by knockout or decision. As I mentioned, like, Mulumba's best chance is going to be to get this one done early in the fight. And the longer it goes, the better it favors Pagliarulo. Mulumba's striking is explosive. And, I just think Pagliarulo, he's very good at controlling the range and he uses knees effectively. And I think he's going to be able to use that here to his benefit when Mulumba's closing the distance and he's going to hurt him. He's also has recently moved to Colorado and he is training with Corey Sandhagen. So I like that a lot. That should help the cardio, and obviously training with a very good, smart fighter like Sandhagen is going to be a good, move long-term. And I just think he's got a lot better fight IQ here and just a better overall process to his game. So I think he finds a way to get this one done. So I played Pagliarulo at plus 125. I think he's definitely a solid underdog on this card. We'll keep on moving with our next fight. We have Bilal Hasan versus Mridul Saikia. We have Hasan coming in at minus 3,300 and Saikia coming in at plus 1,300. Yeah, the odds speak volumes in this one. Yeah, on the Hasan side, solid striker, variety of kicks, pressure, can go for takedowns. He controls range well, good fight IQ, good power. He mixes up his targets and strikes. I love the way how he digs to the body. He counters well, and he's got some very good grappling. And on the Saikia side, like, he's a decent striker, some decent straights, basic boxing combos, and some decent grappling. Yeah, again, the odds speak volumes here. Hasan's going to get this one done early. I'm thinking around 1 KO. I think he's going to make this one look easy. He's got a solid edge in the striking and the grappling, and also much more athletic. So I think he gets this one done with relative ease. So we'll keep on moving. Next up, we have Abe Alsaghir versus Fabrizio Escarrega. We have Alsaghir coming in at plus 111 and Escarrega at minus 131. The odds on this one have been fluctuating like crazy. I actually was able to like arbitrage bet this one. I got Escarrega plus 110 and I got Alsaghir plus 140. So either way, I'm coming out green on this fight. As far as like the breakdown of the picks, like on the Escarrega side, like I think he's a pretty good striker, you know, pressure, some decent power, got some good leg kicks, good straights. He's got that killer instinct. He's pretty fast. He is down to brawl. He's got some decent grappling, decent ground and pound, decent takedowns, and he fights like he's Devil Park. He's looking to get you out of there, you know, right off the get-go. He kind of reminds me of Steve Garcia a little bit. I kind of see a little bit of a comparison there. And on the Alsaghir side, like he's a decent striker. Some leg kicks he'll throw, jab, you know, get the cage push going. He does look to counter often, which can kind of lead to it being low volume. He can be a bit wild at times too, you know, throwing those overhands. Pretty good ground and pound, decent takedowns, submission over position. He tends to rush sub attempt sometimes and end up losing position. And yeah, you know, overall, I'm going to lean towards Escarrega getting this one done by knockout. I just think he's got more finishing upside and he's going to be the better striker. He's also very big for the weight class, was a former welterweight, and, you know, does a pretty good job of stuffing the takedowns. Alsaghir has been a lot more physical in his fights, you know, previously, but he's fighting a lot of guys, you know, older guys that are in their late 30s and 40s. And Escarrega is going to be, you know, a lot more physical than guys he's fought. Escarrega is durable, and I trust him more trading in the pocket. He has high volume and a pressure style, and will be a lot to deal with for Alsaghir. So yeah, I think he gets one done by knockout. It's an interesting fight though. Yeah, if Alsaghir is able to get the grappling going, I do think he has a path to win this one as well. But I ended up siding with Escarrega in this one. So we will move on to the fifth and final fight. The main event, we have Anthony Wint versus Matt Adams. We have Anthony Wint coming in at minus 1,100 and Matt Adams at plus 709. This one on the Matt Adams side, like he's a decent striker, more of a plotter, you know. He'll throw some teep kicks and mainly a boxing attack. I get the cage push going. He's got some decent wrestling and grappling, and he's opportunistic with the back takes. And then on the Wint side, you know, like he's a very good striker, you know, good boxing combos, good power. He's fast and he's extremely athletic. You know, these two guys, you know, just physique wise are going to look completely different. Note that Anthony Wint, he typically, you know, comes in at around that 235-ish mark. So he's going to be giving up some weight here to Adams, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Wint is just too athletic, too explosive, and he's going to find a way to get this one done early. Yeah, I think Wint's probably going to land an early combo in the fight and find a way to finish the fight. So I think he's going to get that one done. So that does it for the 5 fights. Just note one thing, like, you know, keep in mind that this is, you know, a lot of guys who aren't the most experienced. And, you know, obviously on our 5 bets in 10 minutes, we went 5 for 5. We had a really good weekend. So yeah, just be careful, be smart. Contender series, some wild stuff can happen. And, just the fact that, you need to show up for Dana, sometimes that changes the way that guys fight. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, overall, I'm really looking forward to the card. There's some entertaining fights, and Contender series usually delivers. So yeah, definitely be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we will be sure to keep coming back for UFC 330 this weekend, and we'll continue to do Contender series for this whole season as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.